That is skydiving.
Palestine! 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 Palestine!
Occupation no more! Israel is a terrorist state! Occupation no more! Israel is a terrorist state! Palestine!
Palestine! Palestine!
Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free! Palestine! 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 Occupation no more! Israel is a terrorist state! Occupation no more!
Come on.
Israel is a terrorist state! Palestine! 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 Occupation no more! Palestine! Palestine! will be free! Palestine will be free! Occupation no more! Israel is a terrorist state! Occupation no more! Occupation no more!
Are we just doing that? I'm tired.
Palestine! Palestine! Palestine!
Palestine!
Palestine! Palestine!
Occupation no more! Israel is a terrorist state! Occupation no more! Israel is a terrorist state! Palestine!
Palestine! Palestine!
Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free!
Oh, there's more?
Palestine! Palestine! Occupation no more!
Oh, wait.
Israel is a terrorist state! Occupation no more! Israel is a terrorist state! Palestine! Palestine! Palestine!
Palestine!
Free, 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 free Palestine, free, 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 free Palestine, free, 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 free Palestine. Yeah. Oh, it's kind of weird going talking about you. Free, free, free.
Yeah.
Okay, well, of course, I've never found anyone else. A long time, really. But yeah, so, yeah, I'm Kate's and a half. She'll be here. She's on the optional road. So she walks an option a couple days a week. So she organised this while we were on holiday.
Yeah, I know. I do.
She's going to have two seconds.
She needs to be here. It might be a bad idea.
Palestine! 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 Allahu Akbar!
Vina, can you? No. Oh, the song. Thanks.
Palestine! 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 Palestine!
Stay there.
Palestine! 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 Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free! Palestine! 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 Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free! Palestine! Palestine!
Right, thank you so much everyone for coming. I didn't prepare to speak. I'm also standing, yep. Thank you for coming out in this weather. I know it's not so nice to be out in the rain soaking, but there are people who are not being targeted with rain, they're targeted with missiles. And going involved in the pictures, I don't need to go on about that. So thank you for coming out. This event is not a personal endeavour. This is a group of Swindon people coming together, not affiliated with anything, just humanity, just being human. We don't need to be Palestinians to stand up for Palestinians.
Really?
What's happening? There's no other explanation as ethnic cleansing. That you can't have any excuse for justification for it. Shame on our leaders. Shame on our Shame on the world.
Shame! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Free Palestine! Free Palestine!
Now, in organizing all of this with a lot of people who, some of them are here, some of them are working and charity boxes. All donations will go to MAP. Anything we are collecting today will go to medical aid for Palestine. I've got some scarves if you want to buy them, some armrests, wristbands if you want to buy them. Everything will go to MAP today. Can the people who volunteer as speakers come forward, because I lost the list and it's raining, my phone's not working. So anyone who came forward, yes. Other than that, we're not marching today for obvious reasons, but I really thank you for being here. Take pictures on social media. Our job is to be Gaza's voice. We are all witness. I mean, social media is a blessing and a curse at the same time. A blessing that we can be in touch with people far away, but a curse that we will be judged one day and asked one day, how did we let this happen? We are witnessing ethnic cleansing and a genocide and a massacre. What we can do now is our responsibility to hold our leaders accountable. It may not seem a big task, it may not seem to be effective, but this is the way that we have to play the game. You need to write to your MPs, you need to write to your councillors, you need to make the Palestinian voices heard. They only care about our votes. Let our vote count, and let us show them that we are not happy and we are not accepting their silence and their lack of humanity. They have sold their hearts, they have sold their humanity for the benefits of reasons we all know. So please, please, continue to write, email, bombard their inboxes, bombard their posts. It's going to cost you 5 minutes of writing a letter and maybe £1 for a post stamp. It costs free by email. Please don't be silent after you leave here today. Let this be a movement that we finally take some action and we let people, our leaders, know that we're not happy with this. We have a first speaker. You want to introduce yourself?
My name's B. Smith. I'm the Assistant Secretary of the National Education Union in Swindon, speaking in a personal capacity. And I want to start really by saying that today the Israeli military is standing on the brink of committing a further wave of slaughter aimed at Palestinian people. This is one of the world's most heavily armed forces. So roughly 300,000 heavily armed Israeli troops stationed around Gaza, 2,200 tanks, 530 artillery, 339 combat aircraft, F-16s, F-15s, F-35s, Apache attack helicopters, 49 coastal warships. On top of this, they have the almost unlimited and long-term backing of the USA. All aimed at one of the most densely populated areas in the world. But already, over the past almost 2 weeks, we've witnessed a continued bombardment of people in Gaza, a continual raining of death. Even the BBC can't anymore always hold to the Israeli government's lies when they say they're making enormous efforts to avoid civilian deaths. We've seen nearly 2 weeks of relentless bombing, shelling, rocket attacks from land, air and sea. And we've seen latterly the Israeli order that over 1 million people in North Gaza must flee. They'll be gone, says the Israeli military, until we say so. The Israeli state is aiming to ethnically cleanse more Palestinians in a day or so than they expelled in the Nakba back in 1948, when they used the grossest terrorist methods to expel 850,000 Palestinians from their homes. War on Want, the charity War on Want says, this is a quote, "We are witnessing a genocide unfolding and the UK government is supporting it." In the latest escalation of violence, Israel has already killed over 3,000 people, and as I sat down to prepare this yesterday, 500 children killed, injured over 66,000 people and displaced over 400,000 people. We have the implementation of a total siege on the Gaza Strip and the targeting of civilian infrastructure like hospitals. These acts are war crimes. Make no mistake, these acts are war crimes. The pretext, of course, the pretext is the attack on Israel on the 7th, nearly a couple of weeks ago. But the violence didn't start 2 weeks ago. The context is 75 years of occupation, 75 years of colonialism, the knockdown, the violent driving out of Palestinians from their homes. Where, one example, Moshe Maklev, the brigade commander of one of the terrorist forces driving Palestinians out, later on chief of staff of the Israeli army, told his forces, kill any Arabs you encounter, torch all inflammable objects, force open the doors with explosives. And this was the pattern, this is the process that founded Israel. And Gaza itself, since the 2000s, Israeli forces have launched periodically murderous attacks on Gaza, killing thousands, including children, repeated bombings of the world's biggest open-air prison. But between those attacks, a continual grinding down of life, stopping movement, interfering with supplies, preventing fishing and all the rest of it, so that the majority there live in poverty and have less hope. And in the West Bank, where by the way there are no Hamas, in the West Bank, the Palestinians are experiencing increasing attacks from Israeli forces and armed settlers. Armed settlers are on their days off from stealing land, wander around taking pot shots with machine guns at the Palestinians whose land they're taking.
Shame!
The context of the explosion of violence last week is this continual, relentless routine of anti-Palestinian violence, apartheid and humiliation. According to the United Nations, there have been 36 demolitions of 20 schools in the occupied East Jerusalem and the West Bank since 2010. Wait, I hear people say that's an odd number. How can you demolish 20 schools 36 times? This is the way it happens. Military forces move in and demolish the school and the Palestinians rebuild it. The military forces come back and demolish it again and take away the rubble and shoot down people who come to try to interfere with the demolition of the school. This is the miserable experience, the miserable context of what we're looking at today.
Shame!
I have to say, moving on from the horror really, let's remember that over the years and decades of oppression of Palestinians, all means have been tried, all means to win justice. Remember the March of Return in 2018-2019. Non-violent demonstrations, for the most part, the vast majority of people attending demonstrations, non-violent demonstrations. On the first day of those demonstrations, the Israelis had killed 59 people. 6 months later, they killed 150 Palestinians taking part in those non-violent demonstrations. At least 10,000 people were injured, including over 1,800 children, 424 women, 115 paramedics, 115 journalists recorded. Israeli snipers were recorded by B'Tselem taking pot shots at unarmed Palestinians. And the Palestinians have tried attempting negotiation. Over and over again tried negotiation, but let's look at the infamous Oslo peace talks, where under the cover of peace, the Israelis stole increasing amounts of Palestinian land, and the daily violence against Palestinians went on. All methods have been tried by the Palestinians, all of them have been met with huge levels of violence. And I'll move on towards finishing, because here in Britain we have a massive responsibility to deliver solidarity with the Palestinians. Massive solidarity. That's not only because the British state misses no opportunity to back up Israel, providing arms, trading arms, least Not saying it's all down to the Balfour Declaration. There's a whole history of British involvement which gives us a massive responsibility. So what can we do? A starting point. We don't just want to speak to each other here, I think as the last speaker said. We don't want to just speak to each other. We are speaking to each other in front of this crowd is a fantastic thing for us to be doing. I'm very proud to be doing that. We need to explain to people that Palestinians have the right to resist Israel colonialism and occupation under international law. The United Nations General Assembly Resolution 37/43 affirmed this. They affirmed the legitimacy of the struggle of people for independence, territorial integrity, national unity and liberation from colonial and foreign domination and foreign occupation by all available means, including armed struggle. This is the United Nations affirming that right, including armed struggle. Our job, we have to explain this to people around us in workplaces and in colleges and in schools. We have to build demonstrations like this and demonstrations called by the Palestine Solidarity Campaign and the Stop the War Coalition. In solidarity with Palestinians against the colonial apartheid state which oppresses them. We need to support these demonstrations, and on that, people may know, this Saturday there's another big demonstration in London, Assemble Marble Arch, 12:30. We should support the campaign for boycott, divestment and sanctions. This is the campaign. This is the campaign the government wants to make illegal. We should support that campaign, support BDS. You can collect and send donations, as has been said here, to medical aid for Palestinians. Don't just send money yourself, collect it with people around you, explain what it's about, and so on and so forth. Do that, support medical aid for Palestinians. And right now the Tory government are trying to freeze debate around Palestine.
Shame!
They're trying to freeze out the truth about Palestine.
Shame!
They're trying to, they're trying to use the law to intimidate opponents of Palestinian oppression, and we have to oppose any of those moves by the government to use the law to stop solidarity with Palestine. We should demand, and here's another quote from War Against Swans, the UK should end its shameful arms trade with Israel in the wake of these growing atrocities, not increase its military complicity with Israel's lethal violations of international law. Bring resolutions to your trade unions if you're in a trade union, if you're not, join one if you can, if you are. Bring resolutions along these lines. We need to spread this campaign far and wide. And we need to say now, and I'll finish on this, we need to say now, we need to tell Israel and the governments of Western powers who vetoed the call of the United Nations General Assembly to call a ceasefire. They vetoed it.
They rejected it.
They absolutely, it was vetoed essentially by those, by our powers, our government, including, like others. But we need to tell, absolutely, we need to tell Israel, we need to tell all those government leaders that the whole world is watching you. All these people in the world are watching you. We need to be saying, long live Palestine, long live Gaza, from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free.
From the river to the sea! Palestine will be free! From the river to the sea! Palestine will be free! Free, free! Palestine! Free, free! Palestine! 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 Palestine!
Hi everyone, my name's Leah Mahmood and I just want to add a little small addition to what Pete said and speak on behalf of Palestine. Because my throat's pretty wet, but this issue is not one of conflict and it is not one of political issue and it is not a war. It is simply genocide, it is mass murder and it is inhumane. It is so important that we use our voices and our privilege to speak out against the brutal murder of Palestinians. No matter how much the media will try to mislead the truth, we have a duty to make it known what is happening to these innocent people. Palestinians are being trapped, starved, killed and forgotten. There are no reasons in this world that can justify these barbaric actions. These aren't terrorists that are being killed by Israel. They are children with hopes and dreams, full of innocence. They are mothers and fathers with only wishes to protect their family. They are humans just like me and you. No one deserves to be killed, Israeli or Palestine, yet Palestinians are and have been facing mass extermination for the past almost 100 years. Britain unrightfully gave over Palestine after the Holocaust, and since then, Palestinians have been eradicated from their own land. We cannot let them believe this is a normal way of life. If ethnic cleansing doesn't stop with Palestine, where will the line be drawn? No matter what the news portrays, these are innocent people being killed for nothing other than greed and hatred.
Yes.
We need to show strength, solidarity and support. We cannot let history repeat itself. We need to free the people of Palestine from this torture. There is no side to take, only humanities. Free Palestine.
Palestine! 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 Palestine!
My name's Tony Hillier and I'm Swindon's community poet. I wrote this when I went overland to India in 1977 and I think it still rings true today. It includes north and south, but it goes like this. East meets west. When East meets West, we are both blessed with insight, in spite of what the media portrays. Oh, he does this, oh, she does that. When East meets West, we blow the media cover and discover one another. Thank you.
Palestine! 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 Palestine!
We have one more speaker of a young girl who entered the competition for Poetry Week for just 4 days before the events happened, and it was themed refuge, was it right? It was themed refuge. So she has a poem that she wrote. She would like to share with you.
Everyone has known what has been happening here for quite some time, but you became occupied with other things and forgot about me, the refugees, and their crimes. I am confused as to why people do not care as much as people like me, and abandoned me while my childhood freedom was taken away. But here you are, sipping tea. These are my brothers and sisters sitting in our wrecked homes. They are armed with guns, and I am armed with mere rock and stone. Ukraine's refugees are fine, and for that I'm glad. But people are dying younger than before, and that makes me mad. Could it be my language? Perhaps the color of my skin? But I will never stop fighting for my land and my kin. From Gaza to Jerusalem, Palestine is beautiful at day and night. But some people have mistaken wrong for right. I would just like to say that pain is pain. No matter the rain, we all feel it the same. And if you think that not all refugees like me should be treated the same, then you must be insane.
Palestine! Free! Free! 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 Palestine! Palestine!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. People of all ages, all nationalities, Christians, Jews and Muslims. Today we gather not for a brutality that began 3 days ago, nor a matter of a week, nor a month. We stand here to resist a draconian, apartheid, inhumane regime that began 75 years ago, in 1948. This event was known as the Nakba, catastrophe. Therefore, I have a message to Israel, that the Palestinian people, the people that resisted the tank with stone, the gun with their bravery, and the missile with their pride, shall resist for another 50 years. And if that does not satisfy you, then we shall resist for another 150 years. For we are the people with hearts of lions and chests of bravery. Thank you all.
Palestine! Free, free! 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 Palestine!
We have another speaker, a representative from the Swindon Al Habib Centre, who would like to say a word.
Assalamu alaikum. I just want to give you a perspective that every time we come here and we repeat the same routine and we pass this hatred from generation to generation, where the youth become a grown-up man become an old man. They passed on, the baton has been passed to a new generation. And we have to think and reflect. This is the purpose of our life. Every year we stand here, we curse, we protest, we pass all these resolutions, and eventually we pass this hatred to our children down the line. In Quran, the chapter 5, the verse number 8, the God tells his people that let the hate of somebody does not stop you for committing justice. So do justice. So all I'm gonna do is put some facts before you, and you're my jury, and let the jury decide who's right and wrong. I'm not gonna take the sides. I'm just gonna define a land which is 6 miles by 25 miles. There are 2.5 million people stuck in there. It's a refugee camp of people who've been stuck in this piece of land with against their will. A colonial apartheid going on in this land. We have seen from America to Australia, when the Western colonialists went into the land, they annihilated the local indigenous people. They grabbed their land as bringing them new prosperity and progress to them. But what happened to the people of the land? From Aborigines to Red Indians, haven't we seen the history? Do we want this history to repeat before our eyes in 21st century? No, we won't. No, we won't let them. That's the only difference. That this time we have educated, social media, tech-savvy generation. We have people who are looking at the people who are congested on 20,000 people per mile square are congested. The most congested piece of land on this earth. There is no water. There is no food. There is no electricity. Can you imagine giving this to your children? This is not about Israeli children or Palestinian children. It's a call to a humanity. That's all it is all about. It's not about the color, the race, the religion. It's doing the right thing. It's just doing the justice. Don't we give them a right to live? 2.5 people don't have a right to live. If Hamas has committed a hideous crime, yes, it has committed. He has no right to react this way. You do not go and kill people like that. You like it or not, Sharia does not permit it. Legal law does not permit it. International law does not permit it. But nobody knew there are 37 children been killed in August in West Bank. There was no Hamas there. Aren't we here in 2018 when 2,000 people were killed in Palestine? There was no Hamas then. So why the Hamas is the reason to punish 2.5 people? Who gave them the right to commit collective punishment to 2.5 people? Can you imagine somebody commits a crime here in Swindon, the whole population is put in jail because somebody among us has committed a theft here or murdered? Would you allow that? No. Isn't that called to common sense? Isn't that called to humanity? What there is to us to learn. This is our duty to take this, take our this call to the public's affair. Discuss with your parents, with your friends, with your brothers and sisters. Spread this word. This is a call to humanity. It's not a war. It's a war crime. Thank you very much.
Free, free, Palestine! 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 Free, free, Palestine!
speakers, and I think you've had quite a lot of tips of what you need to do next. Speak not only to your family and friends, speak to your colleagues, speak to your neighbours, wear your Palestinian scarf with pride. Don't be intimidated when you go shopping, when you're picking up the children. Let's speak to your children about this. Let's not pass this on to our children, but let's take action to actually make an end to this 75-year-plus genocide and occupation.
What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? Freedom! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Freedom! When do we want it? Now! 1, 2, 3, 4! Occupation no more! 1, 2, 3, 4! Occupation no more! 5, 6, 7, 8! Israel is a terrorist state! 5, 6, 7, 8! Israel is a terrorist state! Free, free! Palestine! Free, free! Palestine! Free, free! Palestine! Free, free! Palestine!
As an educationalist, an academic, everything, the trends going on about decolonization, the curriculum, decolonizing our system, and yet we still have the longest existing colony in this world, the occupied nation, and they're still finding excuses for Israel to keep Palestine occupied. We need to stop talking the talk and start walking the walk. We cannot blame Hamas for this, or Saudi Quds for this, or Iran, or Russia, or any other evil person and put the blame on them. This is evil occupation. This is a continuation of British colonialism. And I don't know how in the 21st century we still live amongst people who can just justify occupying a different, another people's land. I know many of you feel intimidated to speak about the topic. People are scared to enter Palestine, but you shouldn't, because other people are not scared in the dark with no water, with no food, with no shelter. So for us to be intimidated and fear of saying free, free Palestine is not justified. We should not be intimidated. Suella Braverman does not scare me. She can make it illegal to support Palestine, and she can arrest me if she wants. I will not be silenced.
Free, free!
Free, free
Palestine! Free, free! Palestine! Free, free! Palestine! Palestine! Palestine!
Facebook has shut down our page, Swindon Solidarity with Palestine. Apparently we're spreading hate crime. I don't see any of our Swindonians supporting killing of innocent people. We want it to stop. When? Now.
Palestine! 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 Occupation no more! Occupation no more!
Like I said, it's not organized by 1, 2, 3. This is Swindonian people coming forward. Just like now, we have Swindonian who wants to add something.
I just want to say one thing, which is,
Be on the right side of history! Be on the right side of justice. They will go down like Tony Blair went down as a war criminal. Keir Starmer, you have blood on your hands. Rishi Sunak, you have blood on your hands. Biden, you have blood on your hands. Yes, yes. So please, do what you can to support Palestine. Speak up. Hold up the flag with pride. You don't need to be Palestinian. We are all Palestinian
peace will not take place. As you return home, to your home, together, do not forget the people you protect. As you sleep and paint the stars, think of others, those who have nothing to sleep. As you liberate yourself at night of prayer, think of others, those who have lost the right to speak. As you think of others far away, think of yourself and say, if only I had been.
This is for Palestine, because the capital Jerusalem, unarmed people marching to the border and they're shooting us. Aggression is aggression, resistance is the answer. Long live Palestine, long live Gaza, Palestine is good. The capital Jerusalem, unarmed people marching to the border and they're shooting us.